Hey everybody, welcome back to Jessica Lynn Original Studios. My name is Jessica, and today we're going to be checking into the amazing Kalahari Resort in the Wisconsin Dells. And let me tell you, we got the best surprise when we arrived. This is going to be a full walkthrough of our room, the check-in process, all of the fun touches that made this special. Grab a snack, and let's explore. So checking out the Kalahari is always super simple. The lobby is stunning, giant murals, African-inspired art, and of course the iconic elephants. When we walked up to the desk, they actually told us there's a kiosk, so we went and checked in at the kiosk, and we ended up with a big surprise. So, where our room was is we were straight from the main lobby up these two elevators. You just go up one of them, so there was an example of one, and then our room was literally right behind that. So we had a view of, like if we walked over to the elevators, you can see there's the main lobby, and there's those kiosks up in the upper right-hand corner where we checked in. So let's go ahead and I want to tell you about our surprise upgrade. Now, each person in the family got their own wristband that they had to wear. It was plastic, just so you know, make sure you hold on to that. And that will get each of us into our room door. Now, you can choose to add credit card billing if you want to be able to charge to your room. So surprise, we ended up with a king-size bed and a jacuzzi tub, but I'll show you all that in just a moment. The thing that was surprising for us about our upgrade is that we were right off of the main lobby, which was amazing. If you first look in the room here, you're going to see there's extra pillows, hangers for all of your items. Down below, plenty of space for your luggage. And only mine was in there so far, but there was still more. There's a sink with coffee machine right there. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but that white towel is shaped like an elephant. I didn't catch that until my kids came in later, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is an elephant. Full coffee pot with obviously all the necessities and a hairdryer. Obviously, they've got all the information about restaurants, microwave, and down here, this way, a fridge. We were able to get 2 gallons of milk in there plus quite a few other things, and it kept it very cold, so that worked out really well. You can see there is a small little table there with a mirror. There's that king-size bed. And then right over here, we've got the television set, again, with more storage underneath. So should you need that, you've got plenty of storage. There you go. And then I always love when they have a place to actually sit. So if I have to edit a video or do anything like that, I can sit right there, right next to the surprised fireplace, which... Now, granted, I'll tell you, it was hot. We were there in the middle of the summer, so it was very warm. But it was still cool to have, like, the fireplace able to go at night and have that little bit of fireplace ambiance. I really liked that. I thought it was nice, especially right by this table. I found myself responding to emails from everyone. There is a snacks little bar. So warning, if you have kids that tear right into that, they are going to invoice you. So we actually took that and put it up where the pillows were when you first walked in. So this is our view. You can see the conference center was straight across from where we were. And let's turn around and take a look. This couch does fully pull out. So if you had other kids or anything like that that needed to have a place to stay, plenty of room on that. And the nice part was it was a leather couch, so it really was holding up well, looked very nice. So yep, that does pull out, and we were able to do that. Now, as a side note, we did pay for this room ourselves. The original room we had booked was a 2-bedroom, which was about $150 less than what this upgrade would have been. So as far as price of the room, I mean, really take it all into consideration. What are you here for? Is it a family getaway? Is it a long weekend away with your love? What is your plans? And how much time are you really going to spend at your room? Now, this room might be a little different because obviously there's a jacuzzi, so you might help chill out, because obviously the jacuzzi tub is really the star of this hotel room. It's oversized, easy to use, and honestly, it turns it into a full spa moment. And after a long day at the water park or walking around the Dells, it's just a perfect day to relax. I mean, look at this. You could float in here with snacks, hang out, watch TV. And yes, the TV is viewable from this location. So, I mean, I really always take that kind of stuff into consideration. I was kind of surprised, though, that there was shampoo and bubbles there, because I would assume maybe if you put too much, wouldn't it bubble everywhere, but I did not use the bubbles. My kids did sit in it and watch some Avengers, so that was kind of fun. But the room itself was really nice, and it was a very big surprise to get an upgrade. The king size bed was very comfortable. I was able to get a good night's sleep on it. The kids slept on the pullout, which they actually had a full couch, or not a full couch, but a full mattress on there. So it was actually very comfortable for them. There are some places when you get the pull-out couches where it is not comfortable, but they told me that it was pretty good, better than others they've had. I just wanted to head back over by that couch. I do love that there's a lot of African paintings and what feels like African art. So it reminds me very much of, again, if you are a Disney person, I would say that the Kalahari reminds me of Animal Kingdom Lodge. I would say that the Wilderness reminds me of the Wilderness Lodge. So, if you're thinking about, oh, would I like this theming? Definitely, if you are into the Animal Kingdom Lodge at Disney World, it has a very similar feel. Although there's no, wild animals, giraffes and stuff, real animals out on your deck. But so again, this room was very long. I felt like we had a lot of space to kind of enjoy. Now I want to go ahead and show you the amenities in the bathroom. Now in the king size room, what I noticed that they did was they actually condensed the bathroom, so there is no tub. It's a small shower. It's not even a very big shower. It reminds me of the kind you'd have down in your basement, but it was very nice. Very good water pressure, got really nice and warm. And again, they had all their shampoos and conditioners. Now there's where I would expect to see them, not necessarily out by the jacuzzi, but I guess they trust that, I always worry because there's not really a lot of places on the outside by those jacuzzis on the carpet, because you kind of just step out onto towels and stuff. But obviously the bathroom, and there were plenty of towels. Not only did they have those, but they had another rack off to the left hand side, so I felt like we had plenty of towels. And I feel honestly like we're staying in the Wisconsin Dells, so it's a perfect spot for families anyway, or couples to get away, or even a business trip with a little bit of adventure. Staying here gives you access to a massive indoor water park. They also have access to Tomfoolery, which is a huge game room, tons of restaurants, a spa, plus a lot of shopping, all under one roof, plus free parking and resort Wi-Fi everywhere. So for me, I felt like the upgrade really made our trip feel special. So if you're thinking about booking a stay at the Kalahari, I highly recommend that you think about it. It was different for us. We're so used to the Wilderness, but I was really excited to be staying in a different location and get to know that. So sometimes maybe you just stir it up a little bit and try something different. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this mini tour of the room, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel adventures, hotel tours, and hidden gems around the Midwest and beyond. Let me know if you have ever stayed at the Kalahari and gotten a surprise upgrade. I would love to hear your story.